We have a major New York Jets trade update as the Jets are officially favorites to land Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin and get one step closer to becoming the New York Buckeyes, and we got to break this all down. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Digest. Before we hop into the video for today, only 39.8% of viewers are subscribed to the channel, so if you are not subscribed, please take a second, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me and Chris out a ton. But hopping into the topic that we got for today, Terry McLaurin, according to James Eisner from the NFL Draft Network, if Terry McLaurin is traded, and don't hold your breath, here are the odds on where he'll land. New York Jets plus 300, followed by the Patriots at plus 400. Now, we know based on news around the league from the real reporters like Adam Schefter and those types of guys, the New England Patriots are making a very strong run at Terry McLaurin. But according to Jamie Eisner here and one sports betting book, Sports Betting AG, Terry McLaurin, the favorite to land him is the New York Jets. Now, obviously, Terry McLaurin would be a huge pickup for the New York Jets as we do not have a wide receiver too. Currently, it's going to be Josh Reynolds, who is not going to be Super Bowl material should, this team be good enough to make the playoffs, make a deep run, and do all that good stuff that we're hoping for. Terry McLaurin, while expensive, would be the exact thing that the New York Jets are looking for. Now, Terry McLaurin is currently looking for somewhere around $33 million, which he absolutely deserves. He's a very, very good wide receiver, about to sign his third contract in the NFL. He wants that amount of money because that is the amount of money that DK Metcalf just signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He came out in the same draft class as Mr. Terry McLaurin, and Terry honestly has been better than DK Metcalf over the course of both of their careers. And now Terry McLaurin, who has kept his mouth shut while the Commanders and the Redskins have struggled year in and year out, and he has said absolutely nothing. He's put his head down and worked every single season, and now he wants to get paid. The Commanders, currently the news is they're only offering him $27 million. If that's the offer, I completely understand why Terry McLaurin is holding out, why he's demanding a trade, why he's doing all that stuff to get himself off the team, because that is just not what the wide receiver market dictates that Terry McLaurin is worth. If we look at Terry McLaurin's stats last season, he played in 17 games, earned 117 targets from rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels, caught 82 of those targets for 13 touchdowns and almost 1,100 yards at 1,098 yards, putting up an impressive 13.5 yards per reception. Terry McLaurin needs no introduction. We know he's a very, very good wide receiver, and he would slot in perfectly with Garrett Wilson because he's a very good wide receiver. That's as far as it goes. Terry McLaurin would be a great add to the New York Jets. But let's talk about how realistic it is. We talked about in this first comment here, a tweet coming out of Jamie Eisner from the NFL Draft Network. It's a legitimate website. The problem is Sports Betting AG is not a sports book that I've ever heard of. I think something that would be a lot more realistic to take a look at is where DraftKings has the odds at where Terry McLaurin is. And of course, Washington Commanders are the favorite on DraftKings as minus 250. An important distinction between the DraftKings odds and the Sports Betting AG odds is the Sports Betting AG odds were if he is traded, and the DraftKings odds are just where's he going to be next year. Now, DraftKings has something that is a lot more stomachable for me, and something that makes a lot more sense looking at all the news that's coming out, which is Terry McLaurin being a favorite to go to the Patriots should he be traded. That it would be, if I had to put money down on it, I would bet the Patriots or the team willing to pony up the money for Terry McLaurin because they need a long-term wide receiver. One, Stephon Diggs is not going to be there long-term. The New York Jets are already paying Garrett Wilson a ton of money to be our number one wide receiver, and Terry McLaurin is probably better than Garrett Wilson, but I would rather have Garrett Wilson just because he's our guy. They're close enough to where the fact that we drafted him, he's our homegrown star, and the fact that he's significantly younger makes me would rather have Garrett Wilson instead of Terry McLaurin. But on these DraftKings odds, the New York Jets are down at team 5 at plus 1,300 with the odds to land Terry McLaurin. So significantly less of a chance to pick up Terry McLaurin. According to DraftKings, they don't think it's as realistic. But when we talk about what the New York Jets are doing currently when it comes to building out this roster, they seem very, very content to use this year as a prove-it deal for really the whole roster. They want to figure out, what do we have with the guys in this room? They know that they're bringing in a bunch of free agents who, frankly, have not found a lot of success other places. Justin Fields, Jay Tufele, Byron Coward, a bunch of guys that they're in for short term deals that the idea is if they play very well, they will get extended to longer term deals, or if they don't play very well and they're not good players, it's not going to hurt the New York Jets long term when it comes to their salary cap situation on a long term basis. Now, also, we know Aaron Glenn he kind of gives me the feeling of someone who wants to just work things out with what they have, and he is not interested in the big splashy overpay move that the New York Jets have made their bread and butter over the last couple of seasons. We know we watched the Davante Adams move go down, the Aaron Rodgers move go down, and we know that the Jets have a habit of trading for star players and then those star players not working out on the New York Jets. Aaron Glenn wants to do things differently, and that is one of the reasons why he's leaning towards the homegrown talents and the low risk, potentially high return investments instead of going out and getting a star like Terry McLaurin. But also, as I hinted in the intro of this video, the college of Terry McLaurin may sound familiar to many Jets fans. Obviously, we have so many guys coming in from Ohio State, and a lot of it is coincidental because, Ohio State, obviously, they attract top-end recruits, and top-end recruits have higher chances of being good college players, and the good college players have higher chances of being good in the NFL. So that's why Ohio State players are working out really well. I don't think it is by design that the New York Jets are going out and picking up all of these Ohio State players in the NFL, but if we were to acquire Terry McLaurin, it would be Garrett Wilson, Justin Fields, Josh Myers as our Ohio State core, along with the tight end Ruckert as well. So just plenty of Ohio State players. For whatever reason, this regime absolutely loves picking them up. So that would be just another reason why it would be pretty funny to pick up Terry McLaurin to go ahead and add to this team of a ton of Ohio State guys. Terry McLaurin, one thing that has to be mentioned, while he was in the same draft class as DK Metcalf, he came out old as a prospect. That's what made him fall down to the third round, and also what is holding up the negotiations right now. Terry McLaurin is on the wrong side of 30, which is why the Commanders are so hesitant to pay him. Currently, we are watching players in the NFL make it longer than they ever had in the past, and it's because of the advancements in medical technology, which is why these players are able to play longer than they have been able to in the past, and that's why we should not be getting held up on the age of Terry McLaurin, and, he deserves the money that he's asking for. He's not too old. We just watched Courtland Sutton, another wide receiver who, again, came out as an older guy, but then, even though he's about to be on the wrong side of 30, still got extended multiple years by the Denver Broncos. The point is, if you're a really good wide receiver, if you can play, you deserve to be paid. And Terry McLaurin especially, he deserves to get paid, especially because he's been on a team that has been so bad. Us as Jets fans can kind of sympathize with the feeling of, or I guess we're not on the team, but we understand what players look like, and we know how much more difficult it is for players to play well and keep their mouths shut while the team is doing really, really poorly. That's one of the reasons why we love Garrett Wilson, why we love Sauce Gardner, because even when the team is playing really, really badly, they are still stepping up, doing the things that need to be done, saying the things that need to be said, and they're trying to make a change with that team that's really, really bad. It's very easy for players when your team is playing well. It's so easy to keep your spirits high. It's a lot harder when the team's doing really, really bad. So that's why, Terry McLaurin is someone who deserves even more respect. But that's what I got for this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and go Jets.